Okay, so before we start this episode, I think there's a little something that we should talk about just because obviously we live in California, so we see the impact of what's happened in LA with all the fires that are breaking out. Obviously, like the Palisades, the Eaton fire. What are the other ones? I'm trying to
Rowan
think.
Heights or Rona or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, I think at one point there was like 7 different fires
Yeah,
burning.
it was crazy.
It's crazy because obviously being in California is one thing. We have fire season every year, but to see the amount of people that have been displaced from these
And just sheer
fires,
destruction that it's
yes.
just disasters. I don't know. It just
Yeah.
went through just crazy.
And I feel like people at times they think like, oh, well, it's just like these celebrity houses and it's all these rich people and they're going to be fine because they have all the money to rebuild and like they'll be fine. One, obviously, people have money and resources to rebuild, and that's one thing. But people still lost their homes. They lost their memory. They lost something that like is special
Yeah.
and sentimental to
And I
them.
think that's been a big thing for me too. I will say, just here, because I've heard people say, "Oh, well, they're celebrities. Who cares?"
Yeah.
But you can't think like that. One, we're human.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the decent thing to do. That's not the human thing to do. That's not the way we want to live our lives, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, you have money. I don't care that your house burned down. Like that's crazy. Like you're saying, they didn't just lose their house. They lost their home.
Yeah.
They lost the place that they raised their first child at. They lost the very first house they ever bought. We don't know what these celebrities or people with money are going through, what they did go through, what they did to get the houses that they got, regardless if it was from fame or not. They lost it. Like Paris Hilton, for example.
Mm-hmm.
That's where she started her family. She didn't even know that her house burned down until she watched the news, which is
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. I seen
She
that.
evacuated and was watching the news on the fires and saw her house as rubble.
Yeah.
So we just want everybody out there to know, as well as everybody around the world, that we are with those people in LA. We send our
Yes.
condolences, and you know, we wish them a steadfast rebuild or move or whatever else they're doing, because I couldn't imagine the amount of pain and suffering as well as mental
Mm-hmm.
suffering that they've experienced because of these fires.
Yeah, and it is not just celebrities. These are also regular people that have lost their homes. So I think we'll go ahead and put some like links down in the description. So that way, if you want to donate your time, if you want to donate your money, if you want to donate any resources that you have, you can do so like at those links.
And I know that they have some fire departments around the LA area, OC, in the IE, of them accepting donations so that they can bring
Mm-hmm.
to these families.
Yeah.
I know that they have one in Rancho, the Rancho Fire Department.
Yeah.
They are accepting resources as well to take and deliver to the victims of the Palisade fires.
Yeah. So we just ask that if you are able to donate anything that you can. And I mean, that's really all we can do, and just
Yeah,
hope for
keep
the
them
best.
in your thoughts. Send positive energy. If you're religious, pray for them. If you're not, just keep them high.
Yeah.
And we're with you, LA, and we hope that you can rebuild.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not already obvious, Jason's gay.
Wait.
She's fake. She wears too much makeup, and who wears blue eyeshadow now these days?
There's a body in there.
Thank you.
I am 125% sure, Jerry, that he is the father of my baby.
Oh, you got a paper cut. Oh, you broke your leg. Oh,
In the arms.
for only 19 cents a day.
You can take away my food.
I said, actually, you know what? You should just straighten up.
Oh my god.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of your favorite podcast, Straighten Up with Jason and Eddie.
I'm Jason.
And I'm Eddie, and we are back again with another video coming into your phones in the least creepiest way possible.
It's always a little creepy.
I don't think it's creepy anymore.
I'm pretty sure it's still creepy.
Just because we're in their homes without their knowledge. No, they know. Or do you? It's not creepy.
We're behind the couch.
We're just... Are they watching our show? So we're back again with another episode. Episode 2
Of the year.
of the year.
Episode 21 of the
Episode
podcast.
23 of the podcast.
Are we 23?
Episode 23 of the podcast.
Oh my god.
Episode 2 of the year 2025.
Yes.
Which I originally thought was the year the Jetsons was
Oh, it's not.
put in, but it's actually 2063
Yeah.
for all you TV people out there.
All the Jetson fans out there
There's probably some.
really getting a shout out. I'm sure there's some, but I feel like the Jetsons.
Here's George Jetson.
That's all the thing is.
His wife Judy.
The movements come along with it.
Yeah.
Okay, my bad.
I think the daughter's name was Judy.
Yeah.
The son's name was Alroy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the wife's
Daughter
name?
Judy.
What was the wife's name?
I don't know.
If anyone knows out there, please comment. What
Women
the
still
wife's
don't matter
name-
over that time, so it's okay.
Oh wow!
This is
In
Trump's
The
America.
year 2063. He's probably still president.
This is Trump's America.
It's probably that thing where it's like him in like his head in like a glass jar. and he's
right,
still-
like in Futurama with Nixon.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yas.
Yeah.
Yas.
Yeah.
Yas, queen. Yas.
You know Nixon.
You just have like 7-inch nails. Yas.
Ah. Me going into the voting booth.
I'm gonna
walking in.
They're like, oh, here comes another one.
Oh.
You know those F words over there.
Oh wow. Throw out that ballot.
Famous people.
Oh my god. I'm sorry.
Get your mind out of the gay gutter.
The gay gutter.
Yeah. The butthole.
Oh my god. You whispered it into the mic. Block this way.
You don't know. I know this trick. Speaking of the second episode of being in 2025, we're in the year 2025. I don't even think we talked about that in the last episode.
No.
The new year.
I mean, in the sense of that, we talked about like New Year's resolutions.
Right. But the new year. We're in the year 2025, folks.
Yeah. New Year, old me.
Yeah. We are just as far away from 2050 as we are from 2000. Isn't that crazy?
I know.
That's crazy. That's like, that kind of timeline is like wild to me.
How old were you in the year 2000?
25 years ago. I'm 33 now.
I was 6.
I'm bad at math.
You were born in 91, so you were 9.
I was 9.
9. I was 6.
That's
God.
crazy.
That's crazy. You would have bullied me on the playground.
I bully you now, so I would believe that.
He does.
I have no shame in this.
You 100% would have bullied me though.
No, I was not a bully in school. I had a bully. We've
Did
talked
you?
about it.
Oh,
I
you
think.
did.
We've talked
That's
about my
right.
bully.
That's right.
And then we became best friends. And then he hid me in his closet because he didn't want to get in trouble for having people over.
That's right.
It was I lived a life.
He stayed in that closet for a while.
I was 18 when I came out.
This is the kind of year that like it sounds like it's in the future.
Yeah, we are. Neener.
Like I feel like when we were kids, it would be like there would be like shows that would take place in the future, like the Jetsons, but also not the Jetsons. That
But
would
the
take place in the year
Jetsons.
2025. Like they would in the year 2025. Like I could.
Oh,
picture
you
that.
know what it was? You know why I thought that? I'm just
Why?
thinking now. Because there was a spoof episode where the Flintstones and the Jetsons were together. I mean, that did happen, but there was a spoof on it. And Fred Flintstone was like, whoa, what year is it? And George Jetson goes, it's a ripe old year of 2020. I think it was like 2022 or something like that. I don't remember. But it was like, it was our time. Whenever it happened, I don't remember when I watched it. Doesn't matter. But whatever year it was when I watched it, it was the year it was in the cartoon. And I was like, oh, we have all these crazy things. And it was just what we have now.
Now we just have Trump as president.
That's nobody's future that they want to be in.
Oh my God, The Simpsons predicted it though. Isn't that still crazy?
I think that's still just a random slew of coincidences.
No, I don't think so in the slightest.
What do they have? A time traveler?
Yes, the guy who
used to
made it
wanna
is a
be a
time
Simpson.
traveler. Because have you not seen the clip when the last time he was president, and it's literally shot for shot exactly him coming down the escalator, and like the lady's holding the sign, and the sign falls, and it falls in real life and in the episode.
There's a lot of stuff that's shot for shot from Simpsons to real life.
Yeah.
I think.
The little ones, like, I get it. Like, they said they predicted also, like, 9/11, but it was just, like, a magazine that was in the background of the episode that had, like, 2 towers and one was on fire. And, like, that was it. And, like, at that point, I'm like, that's kind of a stretch. Like, whatever. But
First
this
of all,
one was shot for shot.
Let me not cut you off real fast. Let me cut you off real fast.
But you're going to do it.
I'm going to do it just because I scratched my nose real fast.
Okay.
And that made me think. My mother and my grandmother always call me out because I always touch my nose. And I don't know why I do it. But I just want you to know I'm aware now, mother and grandmother over there. And I'm going to itch my nose. And I'm going to try not to because I don't do slope rides. Just want you to know.
Oh, yeah.
I don't do that.
He doesn't have the money to do that.
I have a tick. And that's one of my ticks.
Yeah. So actually,
It's just
this is a
little bit
hate crime.
It's a little bit of the tism. And I'm being hate crimed.
Yeah.
Be your own people sometimes.
Yeah.
Anyways, there was a thing of The Simpsons going back to that.
Yes.
Where they had like everybody was like around this like glowing globe.
Mhm.
And then that happened in real life as well.
Yeah, I'm telling
I
you.
mean, it's crazy. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
I just think to one extent, it's a coincidence. Once it goes past that, like, there's just no way. Like, I just think time travel's a real thing, or there's some method of getting some kind of like vision for the future.
What did I say? That I saw that if time travel existed, it would have always existed, and that's why it doesn't exist.
Yeah, something along those lines. These are probably the things that we should be doing like research for, like, and then talk about on the podcast.
Do you think time travel is real? Okay.
You know what I want to talk about, actually? I want to talk about, because it's been obviously a year and a half since we've recorded. I want to talk about the fact...
It's been a year and 3 months. Just saying.
My apologies. Anyways, but since then, they've discovered or unveiled the fact that aliens live in the ocean.
Hold on.
Okay.
I call bull. Not that they exist, or not that they're living in the ocean.
Okay.
They've always existed. They're just now confirming the thing that everybody else knew.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They're like unveiling it. Like they're just showing
unveiling it. Show me the receipts.
Yeah.
Let me see a picture.
I have
Give me a video. Give me an audio. Don't tell me. I don't want verbal.
I have a theory though that I think aliens probably look like 10 times scarier than we think they look, and that's why they're not showing us, because everyone's going to be like terrified at that point. Right now, we picture them just being like little green men that like, oh, like we don't know what they look like, and they're just kind of flying around the sky. But imagine if you just see this like crazy beast monster thing, and they're just like, yeah, they're here.
Every day.
And that lives in the ocean.
Oh.
And not in my house.
Got it. Sorry.
That is like just living. Like nobody's gonna want to go to the beach anymore if they're thinking like these crazy creatures are just living there.
I feel octopi are part of that alien species.
I can see that.
Because the amount of different octopi that are out there, not just the regular octopi that we see, like, whatever. There's the, oh my gosh, I just saw one on TikTok, RIP.
RIP, but also resurrected.
No, it's not.
Okay, the second coming.
It's not. I deleted it last night when everything went down, and I can't re-download it. It's not on the App Store anymore.
Oh, I can
understand
load
that,
TikTok.
But it's not. It's probably gonna go away.
Well, for me, no, we'll talk about it.
You're not special.
I have TikTok and you don't.
Because I deleted it.
Why would you delete it?
Because it was banned. It went down. Why would I want something taking up space on my phone?
The second it got banned, you got rid of it.
Yeah, I couldn't use it anymore. It's just taking space on my phone. Why would I keep it?
Now I can use it. Anyways, go ahead. What were you saying?
I don't remember now. You interrupted me.
How does it feel? God. What were we talking about? You said TikTok, RIP, aliens. We're talking about aliens looking like monsters.
Oh, yes. I feel like, so the octopus thing, I feel like they're part of the alien species because there's so many different kinds, and what they can do and what people have captured octopi doing in the ocean is crazy. But also, if you didn't know, NASA started off as ocean exploring.
Yes.
There were ocean excavators.
And they stopped.
And then they stopped and thought, you know what? We're going to go the opposite way. Why? Why, NASA? What happened down there that you're not telling us? Because they've always known. The government has always known. And we're just been finding out about it.
Our door gets broken down. You're on to something.
SWAT team comes in through the roof.
I'm like, anyways, we got them, boys.
Right. You're part of the government. I believe that.
Yeah, thanks.
I believe that.
Thank you.
You look like a strong government official.
Thank you.
Like, just
I've always gotten that.
crazy, just the amount of sheer manpower you just ooze out.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
7-inch stilettos.
Bah!
The back kick down doors with.
That's how I get in. I'm Foxy Cleopatra.
That was a good movie.
That was a good movie.
I like that movie.
I have not seen Does
My
Mike
name is
Myers?
Foxy Cleopatra, and you just don't want to mess with me.
I'm sorry to the headphone users out there. That was probably very loud for them
That's
because
my
it was
afro.
loud for me. Oh,
My afro.
I have not seen Mike Myers in something in a very long time.
Friday the 13th. We just watched it.
Friday the 13th.
Oh, that's Jason. Michael Myers is.
Mike Myers.
I know.
Halloween is
Halloween.
what you're
Halloween.
thinking.
I meant Halloween.
You're all kinds of confused.
I didn't wake up on the right side of the bed today. My mind's everywhere.
Yeah. Woke up on the floor.
I'm under my bed.
Yeah. Fuck. Not again.
This is the 7th time this week. Have you been impacted by the sun entering Aquarius?
Oh, is that?
That's what my phone just said to me.
I was like, I also got a notification, but I think mine's separate. Anyone else's Frontier Internet out? Those are the kind of notifications you get and the kind of notifications I get.
There's two kind of people in this world. I have been impacted by the sun entering Aquarius this year.
And my internet is out.
What's going on here?
I can't.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Anyways, are we done on aliens? Oh yeah, we were done on aliens. What is happening?
There's a spider. Oh, that's not a spider.
Literally a thread.
I thought there was a spider on my shoe. So going back to the TikTok ban, I think it's
Mhm.
crazy that this is what the government is choosing to use its resources on banning from the world, or
I
not
know.
even the world, California.
Yeah.
From California. I was reading on Threads, Instagram Threads. Somebody had posted. I don't remember where they're at. I don't know if they're in like Australia or some other country, obviously. But they were like, "Don't worry, I'm checking on all the American TikTok pages." And crazily enough, like everything was still there.
Yeah.
All the accounts were still there, all
Mhm.
the comments, all the videos, all the posts, everything was still there. We just can't access it on our end, on our
Yeah,
side of
yeah.
the world. Well, I mean, now I guess you were saying that I've
Yeah,
had a
now
couple
it's-
people text
now
and say
it's
that they're
back,
able
yeah.
to use that. But like me, when the ban went, when everything went down and you couldn't use it, I deleted it because why would I have it on my phone? And now I can't re-download it. It's not even in the App Store anymore.
Yeah.
So I think that's crazy.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I was scrolling TikTok last night and I was like, oh, I know it's going to go dark at some point. And so then I noticed that all of a sudden, like a video that had like, it was like 350,000 likes, it had 0 comments. And I was like, that's weird, whatever. So I scrolled to the next one, 0 comments, 0 comments.
But I just feel like it said that it was going to go dark at midnight.
Yeah.
It went dark at like 9.
Yeah. It wasn't even 9. It was probably, because they said, oh, we have until 8:30. I think it went dark at like a little after 7. It was
I
something
was
like that.
sleeping.
Yeah. And I remember I went in there to go tell you and you were, and I was like, well.
I was taking a champagne nap.
Yeah, no, it was crazy though. And then literally like things just stopped working. All of a sudden, like I couldn't like a video. I couldn't send a video. It was funny. I was texting my friends and me and Caitlin both were like, oh my God, like, yeah, we can't like videos. We can't comment. And then Steph was like, let me try. And she went on and she was like, I'm already blocked. She was like,
Yeah.
I can't even get
I
on
just
the
think
app.
It's crazy. Like there's so many other things that the government could be putting its resources to and its energy and its focus and
Yeah.
so many other things that it could use to protect the Californian people,
Mm-hmm.
and they're choosing an app for the sake of it's stealing your information, it's facial recognizing you, it's doing this, that, and the other, but yet you're doing that. You're already
Yeah.
doing that,
But it's okay because it's the U.S. doing it.
right? Like
Yeah.
you're already doing it. Hello.
That's the thing.
I use my face to open my phone. You have GPS tracking wherever
We
I'm
literally
at.
we get a number when we're born that identifies us in the U.S. So I mean, like,
This is true.
I feel like at this point, like, there's not really much that's private. So whatever. I'm
so
trading that for a little
crazy.
little bit of entertainment.
Yes. And it's so crazy because also with TikTok going down, there's such a vast number of people who that's where they make their income.
Mm-hmm.
I saw this one video and this girl was saying, and I don't know if it's even possible to do it. Can you sue the government?
Yeah. You sue them for like an infringement upon your rights.
Well, she said she was going to sue the government. I don't know. The
mean,
first time I ever
obviously,
heard of it.
yeah,
Anyways, she said she was going to sue the government because TikTok is where she made her money. She was a TikTok influencer.
Mhm.
Whatever. I don't know what I had never seen it before, but she basically she stated she pays about $10,000 a month on her
Mhm.
house that she just bought, on the car that she just bought, and all of her bills that she has to pay, and just her lifestyle that she has to keep up. But she made that money on TikTok.
No, okay.
You know, and that's crazy. Like all these people, like million views, 2 million views, billions, you know, whatever. Like they're making their money, and now you unemployed all of these people.
Yeah,
And I think that's wild to me. One, I think it's wild that they make that much money on social media.
I know.
But two, that basically like, oh, sorry,
Yeah.
you're SOL now because we're closing this app down.
Yeah, it's wild to me. I don't know. I am a firm believer in like you can't really keep the people down because immediately when like days and
Power to
days
the people.
before, obviously Red Note started getting really popular.
I have no idea.
Okay, well, there's an
Not
app.
must not be that popular. I've never heard of
People have
it.
been saying like, oh, it's like the Chinese TikTok. It's very different from TikTok, but it's similar in that way of like you post videos and pictures and you can swipe up and down and all that. But they started getting really popular and they got to #1 in the App Store in like a day because people download it.
Listen, people really liked Vine.
Mm-hmm.
I was there when Vine went down.
But I feel like
was
Vine
crazy.
died out specifically just because people just stopped using it slowly and then they just had really no purpose to be
No,
around.
Vine died out because Instagram.
Mm,
Because Instagram started doing stuff like that.
yeah.
You know,
Because then before it was
they
just
started
pictures and then
upgrading
you-
how they did it. So the things that you would have to leave Instagram for, now you could do Instagram.
Yeah.
You
Before
know?
Instagram was just pictures and then
Yeah.
once they put videos on there, then people started using
Yeah.
it.
Then Snapchat happened. Then once Snapchat, then Instagram started doing their
Mhm.
Instagram reels and sending videos and
Yeah.
you know.
So I feel like yes, you can only keep the people down for so long. RedNote is actually very fun. It is a cool app and it's
So you downloaded it.
I did. I made an account like days before the ban even happened.
That's crazy.
And I think it's honestly like so nice to see because all of the creators over there are 100% like, yes, like come be on our app. Like that would be so much fun. And like in a matter of like maybe a few days, they literally converted like the app to English because it was only in Mandarin for the
Mhm.
longest time. They started putting English subtitles on everything.
You just said it was Chinese.
Yeah, but they speak Mandarin.
Are you sure?
Yes. It's a Chinese based app, but they speak Mandarin majority.
I thought Chinese was its own language.
I mean, Chinese is Chinese, but
Oh, okay.
a lot of people in China speak Mandarin.
I really thought I was being racist for a second. I was like, this whole time I thought Chinese was a language.
Yeah,
I apologize.
You can speak
out
Chinese,
there.
but you
Okay.
can also speak
Okay.
Mandarin.
All right. Got it.
But it's cool to see how welcoming they are, and they're coming like, come on to our app. And what's actually really funny, there's this guy that made a video on there, and he basically was like, welcome to like Red Note. Technically, it's called like Little Red Book, but the way it translates for us is Red Note. He was like, welcome to Red Note. Like, he like look around, like go ahead and try this button out, try to post these kind of videos. So everyone was like, oh my God, like the CEO of Red Note, like he's welcoming us and all. He got onto like news articles. He was just a guy.
He wasn't even the CEO.
He was just Chinese. And all of us were just like, the CEO.
That's racist.
Yeah.
That's
I seen the thing, it was like,
little racist.
it was like, why no CEO? Why CEO shaped? And it was like, everyone was,
Why'd you say that in an accent?
that's the way they said it on the thing.
Hmm. Interesting.
Do you want the interpretation?
I'm not gonna download it, and I'm kind of actually glad that I deleted TikTok. I just
Okay.
feel like apps have kind of taken over my time, and so TikTok was a very big one of those.
Mm-hmm.
So I think taking a break will be. I mean, I don't want it to be banned by any means. I think that's
Yeah.
stupid to take that away from. Like, we're supposed to be a free people.
Mm-hmm.
We're free. We're free in America. But yet they do stuff like that goes against that right, that freedom that they're so big on. You
Yeah.
are this, you know. But
That
I
was-
just think taking the break from social media is good. I'm like, usually I'll do like for Lent or something, I'll give up Facebook and Instagram and all that.
Yeah.
The only time I ever practice that, but
Yeah.
just it's nice. So.
There was also like a creator on Red Note actually that was like, oh, like America kind of prides itself on how like free we are.
Home of the free, land of the brave.
Yeah,
it's
it's
in
like-
the song.
It's the whole thing, but she was like, you need to understand that like the rest of the world, we don't see you guys as free. Like you guys are kind of like
We're a joke.
like they're paying like $4,000 to get an MRI. They were like, that doesn't happen in the rest of the world. Like, but we're so used to it that we don't think twice about it.
Yeah.
But she was like, you guys need to recognize that you aren't free. Like you are literally like slaves to your government. And it's just, no.
I'm
So,
aware.
yeah.
I'm going off grid. I'm gonna dig a hole and live in there for the rest of my
Oh
life.
wow! Only comes out to film the podcast.
I'm just in the
You're
backyard.
covered in dirt. Anyways, guys, I've seen darkness for the last 2 weeks.
I'm just eating mud pies.
Yeah. You're like, the worms are having drama with each other. You need to see the squirrels because they're crazy.
Don't talk about the squirrels like that.
And they're crazy.
They're not. There's a place that we hike up, and it says, "Beware of angry squirrels."
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So they're kind of crazy out.
they are
Actually.
kind of crazy.
Going off of TikTok and social media and all that, I think the thing I'm most sad about with that is because that's where I got all of my Trisha Paytas
Oh, yes.
updates. And I think it's important to note that because obviously we're Trisha stans.
Yes.
And we've talked about Trisha
Hi,
on our
Trisha.
podcast many times, in previous episodes. But as of late, she has just skyrocketed
Oh my god.
in her fame.
And I'm so happy
And
for her.
and people are recognizing her for who she is, and I think it's
Mhm.
awesome because if you know Trisha Paytas, you're gonna immediately think to kitchen floor videos, mukbangs.
I'm a chicken nugget.
I'm a chicken nugget. I'm crying my eyes out. Let me show you the $10,000 purse that I bought that I hate. Just craziness, because that's what Trisha is. She was crazy. She was scandalous.
Yeah.
She gave no F's. Like that's who she was. That was her brand.
Yeah.
She always had a new scandal going on, and I think growing up and having her babies and getting married and just finding who she is and watching what she's doing is just, man, the doors that it opened up for that woman is crazy. And I will always be a Trisha stan, and I will always be a Trisha supporter, and I am just elated for Trisha Paytas.
I know. Just to see her like thriving. Obviously, she spent the last few years just kind of building and thriving in her personal life with her kids and her husband and all of that. And it's great to see. But to see her, now finally getting the opportunities that she actually deserves is crazy. Broadway for Trisha Paytas?
Yeah.
Like, that's incredible for her.
Isn't she in a movie now? Or is she going to be in a movie?
Oh, I don't know.
She's
Maybe.
on tour.
She is on tour.
I just got that. She's on tour for a couple of different things, actually, not just one thing. She's crazy. She's a powerhouse.
Yeah, I feel like because she did Trishmas at the end of last year, and then she's doing a whole like
Trishmas.
the eras of Trisha Paytas tour.
Yes,
Like, yeah.
yeah. That's the one I was thinking of.
I was like, I was a little sad because it's only coming to Sacramento and San Jose.
Yeah, it's not
and it's
anywhere.
not coming to LA or San Diego or anything. So I'm a little sad about it. But
I'd have driven for her.
Yeah, but I don't know. There is also talks of potentially she might be doing something at Coachella because those 2 weeks she doesn't have any shows or anything. And so people are like, maybe she'll do like a little Coachella thing. Like that would be really cool for her to do.
I feel like that's just talk.
I don't know. There's a weird gap in her tour that I'm like, we'll see.
I highly doubt it.
Do you not believe it for Trisha Paytas?
Not that I don't believe that she could. I don't believe that that's what's going to happen.
I guess we'll see. We'll come back to you guys with the Trisha Paytas news if she ends up being something at Coachella. I don't think it'll be anything like super crazy, but I feel like maybe like somebody might bring her out on stage or something like that. Like there might be a reason.
I really do itch my nose a lot.
Are you you're really paying attention
Yeah,
to
I'm
it now?
hyper focused on it now because of my mom.
Yeah.
So let's take a left turn. I want to bring something up that I saw, and I'm curious if you heard about it.
Okay.
So there's
You're just gonna point. We'll do like a counter of every time you
scratch my nose.
Scratch your nose.
That's crazy. I'm autistic. So I saw this thing on TikTok actually a couple weeks ago, and I was like, "Oh, that's crazy." And then I was on, I don't know if I was on Instagram or Threads or something, but that same video that I'll tell you about right now, more news came from that. And it was crazy. So basically, the premise is there's a line of coffee shops where the baristas they're all women. They only hire women there, but they're in bikinis. There's a couple up north. I don't know where else they're at, but I've seen them. I've heard about them, and they literally just in bikinis. They just serve you coffee.
Okay.
Right. It's nothing sexual. It's nothing like you go there to touch them, whatever. They're just in bikinis.
It's like a Hooters.
It's like a Hooters, yeah, but it's for coffee.
Okay.
So. And this has been kind of a thing going on, not just with this one individual, but a couple of people have gone and they'll go and they drive up without pants on.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's been a
Wait,
thing.
maybe I have, but
So
continue.
then this guy drives up, and I guess it's been happening. So this barista, this woman, she's recording. Oh, hi, sir. Thank you. I've been here before. And he's like, yeah, yeah. And then she walks up, and she saw that he doesn't have any pants on. She's like, sir, you need to leave. This is so inappropriate. Like, I'm gonna call the police. And he's like, he's visibly like, oh, like shaking and scared. So he just takes off. That's the end of the video. That's where it died. That's where the end of the video is. That's where
Okay.
it stops. Right. A couple weeks go by. I find out via social media that guy ends up unaliving himself
Oh.
because he was put on blast that he went there without pants to this place, and like there was so much backlash, and like people found out who he was, and I guess he was so ashamed he unalived himself.
Oh my
It was
God.
like it was a whole thing, and so people were like, "Oh my God!" Like, "Oh yeah, haha, that's fake, whatever." But no, it was a real thing.
That's
Yeah, he
crazy.
was so ashamed that he did that because you know. And 100%, I'm not by any means justifying doing that. I don't think
Yeah.
that he deserved what happened to him, even though it was by his own hand. That was an extreme. But that goes without saying, don't do stuff like that.
No.
Don't go to a place of
Don't be
employment
creepy.
and be a perv. Like that was perverted to think that, oh, well, look at these girls are not, wearing any clothes, so I'm going to go and see if I can anything happen. Like that's crazy,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, no. I do remember seeing the video, or I don't know if I've seen the video or if I've just seen like somebody else like talking about it, but I didn't know that it had come
Yeah.
to that, obviously.
It was crazy. And
That's
it's happened
why.
a couple of times where people have gone like that, but he was obviously
Yes.
he
Yes.
just didn't.
Obviously, yes. Don't do that. Don't be creepy. Yes, that deserves, to be honest, at that point it's just kind of like a, like, let the law take care of that.
Right,
Like
yeah.
that's what should happen in those kind of situations. But I mean, like, to cancel somebody so hard that they just like,
I think it was more just shame. I don't even think that
oh,
they were canceling him. I
yeah.
mean, I'm sure he was getting
Yeah,
backlash, but I
for it.
think he was just so full of shame that he got outed and like discovered that he did it. Because literally, he was all smiles. Hey, like how's it going? And then when she was like, you need to go, he literally was like he just fear
Yeah.
and like, oh my God, like I did something wrong, and like took off. It was
Yeah,
it was weird.
that's
It
crazy.
was yeah. So that's what happened.
Yeah, it reminds me, or no, not that that situation reminds me,
It
but to
reminds me of
jump
my
off of that.
childhood.
Oh my God. um that one guy after Trump had won presidency, that one guy that did that whole rant where he was like, "Oh, like women, we're gonna keep you down," and blah blah blah, and he's like basically like
Oh
laughing in
yes,
their
yes, yes,
faces.
yes, yes.
And like obviously at first I thought it was like a skit, like he's joking around, like haha, like, and I was like, obviously like he's
Like it
trying
was
to like,
satire.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like he's clearly playing a character that like
No,
this is
I'm
what
pretty
these
sure that
guys
was
think. Well,
definitely.
yeah, so it was, and I remember seeing like obviously like people found out who he was, he got doxxed, his address got doxxed and all that, and there was people that I guess were going up to his door and
Hmm.
like banging on his door and stuff like that, and he would come out or whatever, and there was a lady that was like, oh, I guess she was standing outside because she had heard that that was his address, and I guess another lady came by and she was like, oh, is this where that guy lives? She was like, yeah. She was like, I'm gonna go up to the door. So she was filming
Hmm.
and she walked up to the door and she knocked, and he immediately like pepper sprayed her, and like you can hear
Oh.
her like, and he took her phone like inside and like smashed it. It was like a whole thing. And so people were trying to find the line of like what, like obviously none of that should have happened.
I mean, I will say this, not to stop that story, but I think if you're on somebody's property, they
Yeah.
have every right to protect themselves. But that was a little extreme, yes. But he
Yeah.
shouldn't have taken her property,
Yeah.
you know?
The whole thing that I think people are in like arguments about, of obviously that he was in the wrong, is in the sense of that technically like his life was not in danger, nothing was happening, like she didn't do anything to him for her or for him to react in that way. What if it was just somebody just coming to his door to like, sell him something or something, and all of a sudden he just assaults them?
True. I will give you that, yes. But up until her, he was being constantly harassed. I'm not
Yeah,
justifying
yeah,
him.
yeah.
I saw that he's a repulsive human being. 100% I am against him. I
Yeah.
I don't think what he says is true. I am against everything that he was spewing. But what I'm saying is devil's advocate here. Up until her, he was being harassed daily. People going to his house, people finding out. And side note, for people out there who just want to be garbage people, by now you should know how powerful the internet is. How strong of a community that they band together and they find the information that you don't think is public knowledge but becomes public knowledge. So yeah, I just think that to do the crime, you got to do the time.
Yeah.
And you can't be upset that people are upset at you. Should they have gone to his house? No. Should they have did X, Y, and Z? Probably not. But you kind of made yourself the pariah there.
Yeah.
Should he have done what he did? Definitely not. Because I agree with you. It could have just been some regular person going up for any regular reason. But it wasn't, because she had her phone recording. So he knew. But the extreme that he went through shouldn't have happened. Not, hey, can you come to police escort? Like, I have these people. I'm being harassed. They're on private property. There's other steps to take. So he shouldn't have did that. 100%.
Yeah.
And he shouldn't have taken her property. 100%.
Yeah. Like, people, I don't know. Like, yes, I agree with all of that. But at the same time, I'm also just like, it'll kind of teach people not to be shitty. Like, you know what I mean?
But it doesn't.
Don't
It
do
never
it.
does.
Because then, like,
it never does.
You just kind of have to accept the fact that that is going to be the consequence of your action. In the same way that, like, even in, like, positive ways, like, all of the, like, cool GoFundMes that get started because so-and-so got a video posted online and they clearly need help, and they, like, there are equal sides to the positive and the negative on that. And so, like, you're kind of asking for it if you decide to, like, do it. It's the, like, the accidental ones is where it's hard. Like, oh, they put a comment on a video that maybe got, like, misinterpreted, and then, like, those are the ones I feel bad for. But if you clearly were, like, you live in 2025, like, you know what's going to happen if you post something like that, especially something that outright.
Right.
Like,
and I agree with you, but unfortunately, it goes to say, and I'm sorry for those of you who are out there that may not agree with this, but in Trump's America, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
For a man to stand on a public platform and preach to the whole country of nothing but hate and bigotry and chauvinistic tendencies, you're going to get hate and bigotry and chauvinists. Yeah. You're going to get people who are now comfortable enough to come out and be public with how they hate because the man in charge is coming out with hate. Yeah. And that's our lives right now, unfortunately, for the next 4 years and beyond. That's just how it's going to be. Yeah. Because there's somebody who is showing these people that by spewing your hate and showing your negativity and showing how you don't support certain lifestyles and certain people and how it's okay because you're still going to come out on top, it's going to keep on happening. Yeah. And nobody is going to learn anything. You can't see this and be like, well, that happened to that person, so I shouldn't do it because it's going to happen to me. Because no, it's not. Oh, it's not going to happen to me because I'm better than that person. Yeah, he was stupid, but I'm going to do it and I'm going to be fine. Yeah. And then it happens to them. And all their information gets leaked, and they start becoming a pariah, and now all of a sudden they're the victim, and that's crazy to me.
Yeah, I had seen. Well, I didn't see it. My sister had seen it the other day. I guess literally just like a few exits down from the exit we got off to go home. The Proud Boys were there, basically being like 3 more days till Trump's back in office. Oh yeah, I saw them
yesterday when I was going to
and then
Pomona.
There was like payback is coming.
There was a "We deserve respect," and it was the 2 snake symbols. Yeah. What was it? Don't walk on me or don't tread on me.
Yeah. Yeah. So to find the people that are emboldened by that, I think yes, they are going to come out more. But I think there's also plenty of people that are going to try their best to put them back in their place.
I agree with that, but I will also say this, and I think that we can end it with like that topic with this. Yes, I agree that there will always be people who will counteract their hate and try to put them in their place, as you said, but I do not believe, and I will not ever believe, that fighting hate with hate is going to have a positive outcome. You cannot be hateful to somebody just because they were hateful to you. Because 2 wrongs do not make a right. 2 negatives do not make a positive. No matter how many times people say that they counteract and it's going to turn around, it doesn't. You just have to love harder. Yes, that in and of itself is hard, to look at somebody who has so much hate towards you and still love that person, but you have to, for your own peace of mind, for your own sense of stress relief, because it takes more stress out of your body to hate somebody than it does to forgive somebody and walk away.
I think we are in for a fight for the next 4 years. What's happening?
I have black ink all over my fingers.
Oh, wow.
Anyways.
I think we're in for a fight for the next 4 years. I think that's just kind of what this is going to be, because I don't think it's necessarily us inciting the violence, but obviously you have to defend yourself. So in that
if you're defending yourself, sure. If somebody's doing something to hurt you, defend yourself.
I think it still is kind of defending yourself in that way. If they are going to come at you, whether it be just with words, I'm not necessarily saying they're just going to come up and like punch you, but like if it's just a consistent barrage of hatred, I think defending yourself is perfectly reasonable. And I would love a perfect world in which that kindness would turn all of this around. I just don't think we're there.
I'm not saying that kindness is going to stop anything. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, don't waste your breath on people who are just going to continue being negative, because you're never going to, it's going to be a fight that you're not going to win. You're not winning that fight. No matter how much of a counteract that you put back at them, you will always lose, because they will always have more hate to put.
Yeah.
And why put yourself in that stressful situation? Why continue to stress yourself out? Why continue to waste your own energy? That's what I mean. I'm not saying that kindness is going to heal the world and we're going to have world peace and everyone's going to get along. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, you need to love, spread your kindness where you can, and to the people who do not accept that love or kindness, so be it. Turn around and walk away, because it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Their fight is not your fight.
I think we're just going to have to see kind of what the next 4 years brings. I'm hoping it's not as ugly as maybe we might think it's going to be.
I'll be in the hole, so it doesn't matter.
But I think we just have to kind of hope for the best and see what happens.
Yeah. So with that, I think we're going to call that our episode today. And I think I want to leave this in your mind, and to remind you, and to always have this in the back of your head. If you don't remember, always think of my voice. Spread kindness, be kind, love hard, hate little.
Hate little.
Hate little. You can have some hate.
Just hate a little bit.
Like, I hate Brussels sprouts. So that's my little hate. You know?
Yeah.
But spread kindness.
I hate little because I am little.
Spread kindness.
Yeah. Go ahead.
That's it. Spread kindness in the world. Just, we're on the precipice of some trying times, I think.
Yeah.
And with everything that we've talked about, and just the topics at hand, and how the year has started off in LA, and just everything else that's been negative in our world, I think we could use a little bit more kindness spread and love shown. So, So the send off for today, the message for today is just spread a little kindness in your world. And I hope that it comes back to you.
Amen.
Bye.
Oh, bye. I didn't get to do a question.
Oh, hi.
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 Oh, wow. So my question for this episode is, I wanted to see if we could do a little bit of like an advice section of the podcast, which I don't think it'll be like for a couple episodes. So we'll just have to kind of collect slowly as like the episodes go on. But if you guys ever need advice on things, I like reading like the "Am I the asshole?" like things. I was like, so I feel like it'd be kind of fun.
Normally you are.
I am.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
So I think it'd be fun to like read the advice things and like give a little bit of advice on those things.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah. So that's my question.
Is that a question?
Anyways.
More of a quest.
That's my request. Anyways, bye.
Freaking pig. Bye. You know what? You should just straighten up.
Oh my god.